What's the feeling like facing against Zach Wilson, knowing you're going to play against him?
No, that's just part of recruiting. And there's guys that we've played against that we've recruited. I wouldn't say every team, but quite a few teams. So I think that's just part of the process. Works both ways, but no, it's not an awkward deal. That's how the cycle of recruiting goes, and guys end up different places. And the thing for us, we don't really worry about the ones we don't get. We worry about the ones we get, and we try to develop them. And that's really all that matters, and that's just how it goes, and that's kind of our mindset in recruiting.
Ezra Cleveland, a guy that the line's maybe been up and down a little bit at times this year, but he's kind of been a solid guy over there for you. What just kind of stands out about him, maybe on the field, but as well as kind of as a person off the field, and just kind of who he is?
Yeah, well, yeah, Ezra on the field continues to improve. The one thing we talk about is, every game, every practice, we're developing, right? You don't get to play football very long in your life, regardless of whether you play in the NFL or not. It's still not, in comparison, a very long time. So it's a developmental game, and he consistently is doing something to improve, and he just keeps getting better. And that's a credit to his work ethic, that's a credit to his mentality, that's a credit to what he does in the film room and how he prepares himself. Like, he's in a groove of where he's getting better, and this is really important to him. And I think Ezra, as far as a competitor, as good as we've had, as far as just a teammate, as good as we've had, as far as a guy to coach, as good as we've had. I mean, he's just one of those guys that ever since he's been here has done really everything you'd hope for as far as just getting himself ready to play. Now, is every rep he takes in a game perfect? No, he's gotten beat. He's got ways to go. He needs to improve and get better. I mean, all those things will come, but he's got the right mentality to do that.
That side of the ball is dealing with injuries,
Sure.
Probably more so than the offense. How much of an effect has that been for you guys?
Well, no excuses for anybody on our team. OD, special teams, that happens. Injuries happen, all right? You lose people along the way in this game, and that's unfortunate. To go back and answer that question, not having DeAndre Pierce out there, all right, one of our smartest players, best tacklers, and a guy that's got experience. Not having David Moa out there playing becomes a major factor in there as well. So, yeah, we're missing some guys on that side of the ball, but we have guys that can step up and play. That's why you recruit. That's why you have depth. That's why those guys come here. They want to have an opportunity, and everybody knows at some point somebody might get dinged up and not able to play, and it's your opportunity to step up. I don't think that's the reason. And now, from my perspective, was there some explosive plays? Yes. Did we miss some opportunities? Yes. But did we win the game, and did we step up? Did we adjust in the second half? Did we make some changes just mentally, physically, whatever it was? Yes. So I'm proud of our team. I'm proud of our defense. I'm proud of how they swelled up when they needed to find a way to win it. And I'm proud of our offense and special teams for also playing along together and putting points on the board, creating field position, because we've been on the other side of it too. Defense is playing really well, and one side's not. You got to play together. That's what this game's about. So we don't look at it like that. I don't point fingers. We look at things where we have to improve. And even offensively, there was plays that we left on the field that we could have done a better job of. Special teams, we could have created more field position than we did. So that's the critical. That's critiquing and being critical of each and every play throughout an entire game. But this week, you learn from it, you go back to work. Our team has done that in all three phases all season long, so I haven't seen a perfect game by anybody by any means. And as long as we just keep working, as long as our mindset is we go out there to get better, as long as people on our team, they don't pay attention to that type of stuff, because it really doesn't matter. And it just matters what's in here, what we do, how we're getting better, and we can get their full undivided attention on what we have to get done, because we have a good plan. I really do believe that. It's not perfect, but we have a good one, and if we're all on the same page and we're focused on it, we'll be a whole lot better.
How much are you just kind of appreciating, you've been with him for 4 years now, how much are you appreciating some of the stuff that he's doing in his final days or final games as a Boise State football player?
Yeah. Well, to answer your question, yes, he has dug us out. Well, let me say this. I don't know if it's digging it out. You're put in those situations. We have plays for 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11. 3rd and 2 is always better. It makes it a little bit more manageable, at least in everybody's mind. But we've done a pretty good job, and there are a few things that we like on longer yardage situations. Surprisingly enough, a couple weeks ago, one of our coaches is like, hey, I hope we get in this situation because we had a good play and we hit it. We thought we had a pretty good plan. Now, I think the 4th down touchdown to CT was huge. And Brett stood in there. He took a shot, delivered the ball right on the money. CT went up and just snatched it out of the air, scored a touchdown. Maybe the game's not well, let me say this. I don't know about the outcome of the game, but I know the momentum going into half was huge for us. And the neat thing for our team, we talked about that Friday night. We talked about halftime momentum because we actually didn't have that the previous game. So we talked about how important it was for us to get it. And either way, offense, defense, special teams, didn't matter, just how we get it. So we got it right there. So that was a huge play. And, we've gotten into some 3rd down and long situations, and he's made some throws. And he had one to Sean. It was 3rd and it was like 14 or 15, and he threw one to him right on the money and kind of held on to it until the last possible second, drilled it. Sean caught it, turned around, it was right on him, right on his chin, and we were able to convert and get the 1st down. So as far as appreciation for him, I think I've always appreciated Brett. It's just fun. There's an appreciation for him as a player, but there's also a relationship, for him as a person. And your quarterback goes out there and he makes some of the plays that he did. He gets stitches at halftime, so you get to watch him get stitched up and go back out there and play, and none of that phases him. I don't think that even has anything to do with football. That's just an appreciation for guys that are tough.